Yo, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video. So over the last 24 hours, a couple of interesting things have happened. Of course, for starters, my store is doing extremely well right now. As I'm recording this video, there's roughly around 4,400 players online, which is really crazy considering the game just came out yesterday. And as you can see right behind me, I am currently the #1 player on the cash earned leaderboard, as well as the #1 player on the customer served leaderboard, which honestly, if I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, I wasn't even trying to get to this position, because I'm gonna keep it 100% honest with you guys. I don't really have the time or even multiple computers in my house to even be able to maintain this first place position. But regardless, I do want to go ahead and say thank you to every single one of you that have contacted me, congratulating me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's kind of cool to be first place on both of these. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into why I really wanted to make this video. And that is, of course, to answer a lot of your questions regarding what layout I'm using, what I did to make so much money. And obviously, like what it says in the title and thumbnail, we're more than likely going to be checking out the Replicator, because as you can see down here, I have gone ahead and collected 69 million cash just so I could go ahead and get my hands on that Replicator and see if it's actually worth it. But as always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And also drop a like on the video because it does help my content get out there, which in return will help the channel grow tremendously. So obviously the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is going to be more than likely the reason why a lot of you are even tuning into this video, and that is to check out my layout. Now, before I do go ahead and show you it, I want to make it very clear that I did not make this layout. As a matter of fact, I'm using the basic design that was shared to me by Kincaid, as well as another player known as Bad Bunny G, that were one of the testers with me back when we were actually testing this game roughly about a week ago. Now, I guess you could say that there is a handful of changes here and there that I've made to the layout itself, but nothing really too crazy. And I just wanted to make that clear so that nobody is going around giving me credit for this layout. But as you can see right here, this is basically it. Nothing too crazy at all. As far as product goes inside of my store, I'm using 5 computer stands in the center of my shop, and then I have a 6th one over here on the right hand side. This was just here because I was performing testing before I actually started recording this, because I still am actively testing other layouts, especially ones that you guys are constantly sending me, because you never know when you can come across the next big thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, surrounding these shelves, I have a total of 14 of the cheapest cash registers, except that I went ahead and turned them into luxury. The reason for this is because it has a 2-second timer every single time that one of your cashiers go up to it and use it, and considering these costs, I think 75 each one, it's extremely easy to get these luxury, especially if you're already making $1 million cash in maybe under like 10 minutes, which is roughly around what I'm making. I'm gonna keep it honest with you, I'm probably making a lot more than that, but I just don't really want to over exaggerate it. Obviously, in my case, I have a total of 14 of these going around, and as I level up and unlock more cashiers, I will go ahead and add 1 for every cashier that I unlock. And that's basically what's going on here. Every single other register that is inside of my shop is a self-checkout, and I've been upgrading those over time. So obviously I went ahead and started with the cheap self-checkouts, went ahead and over time, one by one, increased those into sturdy. And then if you notice here on the kind of like inner edges, I have a couple of the executive ones, which is currently what I'm working on. Now, again, there is absolutely nothing crazy about my layout, and I'm sure that a lot of you are going to be like, well, that doesn't make any sense, because I was actually using this layout from the very start as well. So how were you making crazy amounts of money? This is the one thing that I feel like a lot of people overlooked when the game first released, and that is, of course, the glubs. If you take a look at my very first floor and we go ahead and teleport here to my 2nd floor, you'll notice, well, for starters, I also have more registers up here, which actually completely forgot that these were here, but I have the remainder of my glubs located up here, and in total I have about 30 of them. The issue with the glub when the game first released was, for starters, it was only $100,000, which, I mean, to a lot of you probably seems like a lot, but it really isn't, especially when you start progressing further into the game. But the second huge issue that there was with the glub was the fact that there was no stacking cap. And by that I mean some people had 2-3 floors full of glubs, and for that reason you were getting spammed inside of your store with nothing but VIP customers, which, as I'm sure you guys know, based off of other games, VIP customers do pay a lot more money. And I kind of caught on to this pretty much the first like maybe 3-4 hours of playing the game. So of course I went ahead and bought a bunch of glubs. Now, before you go ahead and start running to the store and purchasing your own, just keep in mind that this is no longer the thing. As of last night, they have gone ahead and nerfed the entire process. So anything over 30 glubs is not going to stack anymore. They've gone ahead and not only added that cap, but they also nerfed the power of the item itself. So it's really not as OP as it was before. But really, that was a huge game changer. And for some reason, a lot of people were overlooking it. So I, may or may not have used that to my advantage. I didn't really talk about it anywhere until basically I had caught up to everybody on the cash leaderboard. And man, am I glad that I did did that. Another question that I'm also getting asked a lot is whether you should go ahead and upgrade your registers or should you be upgrading your shelves. And honestly, this is something that's bothering me a lot lately, and that's because really right now upgrading shelves doesn't really seem all that worth it. Basically, upgrading any of these items over here on this side, all it really does is increase the capacity. It doesn't really increase the value of the item that is being sold on there. Now, of course, for the sake of saving space inside of your store, assuming we were even using all 8 of the floors, because I mean, we're really not. A lot of the layouts that are available right now are kind of 1-floor layouts. So honestly, at this point, it really just doesn't make sense to go ahead and upgrade any of these items over here. But the registers on this side, you should most definitely 100% be upgrading them. And I would obviously go ahead and start with the cash register, the cheapest one, because you can get these luxury insanely fast. But again, this is just my opinion. I'm sure that a lot of you have different ways that you want to play this game, so feel free to do whatever you find comfortable. If you want to go ahead and upgrade your shelves, then by all means go ahead and do so. But now I want to get into the good stuff, man, and really the reason why I'm making this video, and that is to go ahead and check out the Replicator. This bad boy right here is valued at 50 million cash, which is ridiculous. I don't actually know anybody else in the game that even has gotten their hands on this item. I don't even think any of us testers were able to get our hands on this item, because as I mentioned in my previous video, this item when we were testing this game was located inside of the VIP shop, and none of the game passes were really available because, well, they just weren't. So this will actually be my very first time ever using this item, and I feel like it's my responsibility to be the test dummy, just in case if there is anything wrong with it. It's better if I lose the 50 mil, so that way I'm able to complain about it in my video, and maybe, who knows, we can potentially get it fixed before you guys go ahead and spend your 50 mil. So again, here we go. 70 million cash currently is what I have. We're gonna go ahead and purchase this and see what happens. Dude, this hurts my heart so much. I could actually purchase the futuristic theme, which would probably help me out more because it's gonna increase my cash flow by 5%. That's fine, man. That's fine. That's fine, because I still have 20 mil after purchasing that. So I really only need to farm another 15 mil and I can go ahead and grab the futuristic theme. But let's go ahead and head back to my shop. I'm gonna place it kind of over here on the side so we can really take a look at this. Good lord, why does it look so huge in my inventory? It's not even that big. All right, so the replicator is down. What is it specifically that we do with this? So it doesn't really show what the item is. I don't even think it works. Oh, it does, but I have no idea what that customer just grabbed. I'm actually super confused. I don't think this really works. So this guy right here with the red Dominus on just went ahead and grabbed something, but he didn't give me $17. $17. The item that he grabbed was 17. How is that the best item that I have available? Let's see what this guy ends up paying us. This guy paid $5. Okay, so it's pretty safe to say that this item is really just not worth it at all. I don't even know how they would fix this. And honestly, we predicted that this was going to be the issue a little bit earlier in the Discord. We were actually talking about the replicator. Somebody had mentioned that the whole concept of it just doesn't really seem like it's worth it. And honestly, I kind of agreed with them at the moment. It does make sense that this wouldn't be a really good option, especially not for 50 million. But honestly, I didn't really care. I still wanted to spend the money. I wanted to take my chances and figure out exactly what it was going to do. And I mean, taking a look at this dude, like, he just went ahead and picked something up. Let's follow him. So far, I haven't seen anything even over $100. It's going to come out from right here somewhere in this area because he's at this register with Jeremy. So there it goes. Jeremy just finished. What is the number that's going to pop up on top? Nothing even popped up. I don't even think it's working correctly, because if you notice, they're stocking it up and it's not even showing any item inside, even though it says 1 of 1 stock. Well, guys, it's pretty safe to say that I do not recommend you spend your money on that replicator. Hopefully, I'll go ahead and have a conversation with Goldan, see exactly what he says about this, because if I'm keeping it real with you guys, I would say that the item is borderline useless right now. But again, as I mentioned, I already expected that was going to be the case, so I'm not too bothered by it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment, and let me know if you're having fun with the game the last 24 hours. I know that I've actually been having a super good time, and honestly, I'm really excited to see what they bring for the very first update, because, you know, I'm a strong believer that these games need to really introduce a lot of new things and some different stuff compared to what the other games have done in order to really maintain and stay alive. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully you guys went ahead and enjoyed today's video. If so, like I mentioned before, make sure to drop a like on it. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for today's video. Like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.